Hello, my name is Dwight Allen, and this is my Mastery Journal Program reflection assignment. Um, now, at this point, most of us are graduates and we'll be entering the workforce and hopefully, maybe even possibly presenting our business plans that we've developed. I'd like to jump right into the program reflection assignment and start with the Mastery Personal Development and Leadership class. In that class, uh, really learned a lot about personal branding and what it means to personally brand yourself. It's important to the advancement of your career and development as a leader to have a presence, personal branding presence that is aligned with your industry. It's definitely something that is now needed in our society today and in business today, having a great personal brand presence online and things of that nature. So definitely something that I took from that course. I think will be influential in in my career and in my future. Next, moving on to executive leadership, a class that I really liked a lot. I learned that I felt more attracted to and more intertwined leadership style. Uh, One thing about that style is creating positive change. That's something, an aspect of myself that I tend to adapt to. I do believe in life and in business there is a multitude of change, and creating positive change is something that would be helpful for yourself and in any involved. Also, did realize that I'm a very influential leader, uh, someone who has a presence in a room, and definitely that's something that you would need in a very aggressive industry such as the sports industry. So, few things that I learned and took away from the executive leadership class. Moving on, the project and team management course. There, learned a lot about how to manage teams with in today's society with technology. Being able to work remotely, being able to work in a team remotely, from point project management, being able to accomplish things from different cities, states, or even countries. So. Informational from that aspect, and I love the assignment and working with my teammates from various areas. And it may be different in the sports industry, especially in the sense that I would like to enter the industry where I'd like to manage athletes, seeing that they may be traveling a lot. Working with them remotely would be very, very beneficial. So definitely something I took away from that course. Moving right along here, the business storytelling and brand development course. I learned there how to. I wanted to learn how to maintain a consistent, successful brand. I definitely feel that I took away a wealth of knowledge from this course in order to do so. Um, I learned a lot about trademarking, the USPTO, things that I didn't know before about trademarking, and I took away a lot by understanding um, about the successful marketing strategies and branding strategies that Apple uses with their company, and how they closely relate their marketing strategies across all products, even though all the products are different. So I thought it was very intriguing to learn and understand how they have become so successful with their marketing. Moving along here, we have the entertainment business finance class. Entertainment business finance, definitely more of the difficult courses for myself. I wanted to understand things such as cash flow. I definitely took away understanding how cash flow works. One of my favorite topics was and how maybe cutting something or making a decision with opportunity cost is something that you know you should look at when making decisions, when decision making, when it comes to financially. Um, the two most challenging parts, and something that topics that I'll probably spend some time on post my graduate status, are the time value of money and break even points. Break even point is something that you realize there's a lot more into it versus just selling a product and hoping that you break even. There are a lot of other intangibles that I learned that are accounted for in that final, when it comes to the break even point. So, next, the digital marketing class. Digital marketing, I found that SEO, the search engine optimization, is very, very important, especially with today's business models. Um, it helps SEO definitely helps make your company visible. Um, it helps in increasing the visibility of your company when people go to search for your company. So um, those were the things I took away from that, and understanding the KPIs, those key performance indicators, and how your company you measure the success with that. Moving on, sports management and operations. The biggest thing, media rights. I've paid close attention to across various sports and how the media rights affect the income of the teams, and then also, the contracts of the athletes themselves. We use the NBA as example. The big, huge media rights deal that they struck improved their collective bargaining agreement. So we saw this past year during free agency. A lot of the contracts and the guaranteed money was spiked higher than what we'd ever seen in the NBA before. So, very interesting topics in the sports management and operations course. Moving on, legal issues. One one course that I found one of my favorites in just understanding how important contracts are in sports, and also things such as endorsements and sponsorships. Um, I realized that in my future as a sports management professional, that uh, in sports and management, being an agent is closely tied to this. I realized that I think contracts and sports contracts are something that I kind of want to steer away from, not necessarily be an agent. So I think that I kind of solidified my stance on that by learning a lot of things in this legal issues class, and understanding that there are with athletes and their agents. So very, very interesting class there. Um, Last couple here. Sports marketing and sponsorship sales. I learned a lot about sponsorship objectives. I found writing the cover letter something that was very intriguing and very fun to do. The aspects of that are something I didn't know that were included into the cover letter. The technology used in some of the sports marketing, like stadiums, for instance, and arenas, and how the teams use technology to gather more information, their spending habits and things like that. So definitely a lot taken away from that class that I believe creates a future and more business opportunity for sports uh, management or sports marketing graduates. Then finally, the last two, business plan development and the final business plan, I truly think both tie into the two. The business plan development, I found that, the financial aspects, as I talked of before, got a little bit better. I kind of under better understanding of how important that financial piece is, and exemplifying that to a potential investor when looking at your business plan, because that's something that they'll definitely want to know and understand, knowing what's it going to cost to help, when they're investing into this company. And then finally, the final business plan, it was very fun to do the elevator pitch, and making that elevator pitch in a short amount of time, and pitching to someone. Um, I found how important it is, and how you present your business plan to a potential investor, what you include in that presentation, as far as being straightforward and knowing exactly what you're asking for from a financial standpoint. So that pretty much ties up the my mastery leadership overview. I definitely took a lot from this course. Very excited to take my first steps into the sports world, and thank you very, very much for all you've done, all your help. And this concludes my presentation.